I have to admit, my life wasn't hard when I used to live in Africa. My father was a lawyer. My mother used to be a lawyer too, and then she started working for an oil company. I lived in Africa for 22, 23 years. Yes, something like that. I was born and raised in Cameroon. Then I came to Europe. I never really had a hard knock life. I really experienced dating in Europe in comparison to Africa. We're gonna talk about today the differences between dating in Africa and dating in Europe. First difference, casual sex. We don't really have that mentality over there in Africa of casual sex, of just dating, of just being sex friend, like in Europe, or maybe, I don't know, maybe the States also. In Africa, especially Cameroon, people don't really have casual sex like that. The dating scene is a little bit different. If you go on a date with a girl, she is assuming that you want to be serious. She is assuming that it's for a serious relationship, not for just casual sex like in Europe. In Europe, from my experience, you can easily meet a girl or etc. and not think about dating her long term. Y'all can easily think about, oh, we get along with each other, now we're gonna start having sex with each other. Nothing more. What I've seen from dating market in Europe is, if you see a girl first time, first date, and you start to talk about maybe dating long term, etc., being a couple, etc., she's gonna back up a little bit. She's gonna be like, oh, I'm not sure if this is what I really want. In comparison to Africa, Cameroon, if you have a first date with a girl and you say, I want something serious, she's gonna be like, yeah, pretty normal, because people don't just fuck around. People don't just have casual sex and fuck everybody. I'm not saying people in Africa don't have casual sex, but I'm saying it's way more common in Europe. The second difference is women in Africa versus women in Europe. Women in Cameroon really focus on the money. As a man, if you come to a girl in Cameroon, she want to see what's in your pockets. Are you capable of handling her? They assume that if you come to them, you have to pay for almost everything. They assume you have to be the man and pay for almost everything. You have to pay for the first date, which is normal. Maybe if she wants to go out with her friends, she assumes you have to pay for that. She assumes you have to pay for her wigs. If you work, even though she works too, she assumes that if you work and you got more money than her, you have to give her a monthly payment, like a monthly salary off of your own pockets. They assume very quickly that you gotta pay things for them in Africa. Versus in Europe, women are a little more on this independent lane where they don't want men to pay for everything. They can do it on their own. They work, they got their own money, they got their own job. I've had first date where I wanted to pay for the girl and she told me no. Actually, no. They told me, let me pay for both of us. I've had dates where I've paid a drink in Europe and the woman would tell, thank you, I really appreciate that. In comparison to Africa, because she's already assuming that you are supposed to pay, she's not gonna say thank you. Most of them are not gonna really say thank you because they assume this is what you're supposed to do. If this is what you're supposed to do, then she doesn't know why she must say thank you. They almost feel like they're making you a favor by having a drink with them. You know, I'm not saying women in Europe don't like money, etc., but I'm just saying from what I've experienced in Cameroon, women over there tend to be looking up what the guy is making in terms of salary, what he can pay for her, what he can do for her in terms of materialistic aspect. In comparison to women in Europe, they don't really look up the materialistic aspect. They look more the emotional aspect. What can you bring them emotionally? Obviously, she doesn't want a guy who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have money, who doesn't have his own place, his own car, etc. This is normal. I assume that as a man, you gotta have all of those things. Third difference is the relationship dynamic. What I mean by the relationship dynamic is, in Europe, women think they are on the same level as men. I'm not talking about corporate point of view or in society. I'm talking about in a household. In a household in Europe, women know that she's the woman and she got a man and they're both equal. They're both at the same level. In Europe, a woman date a guy and he cleans, he cooks, she cleans, She cooks. I even remember I have one of my friends. She's from Cameroon and she actually lives in Paris with me. I visited her at her place with her boyfriend. I was in the living room with her boyfriend. She wasn't there. Maybe 10 minutes later, she came back from work. Soon as she got into the living room, she told to her boyfriend, "How come you didn't cook yet? I thought it was supposed to be you today. According to the planning, on Wednesday, you are the one who cooks. How come you haven't cooked yet?" And he was like, "Oh baby, yes, I know I'm gonna cook, etc." And I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. Cause this shit will never, I said never happen in Cameroon, in Africa, never. Because in Africa, the woman knows that the man is there and she is there. You know, we often use the term submissive. Not submissive in terms of crushing down somebody. Submissive means respect. They know that they gotta respect their man by cooking for them, by cleaning for them, by cleaning their clothes, cleaning the house, taking care of their kids, etc. While here, you gotta bring up the money. That's how it is in Africa. The last difference I could make is sex. In Africa, they see the fact that you have a sexual intercourse with someone as also very spiritual, you know, because people in Africa are very spiritual, they are in religion, etc. So they know, they think that having sex with someone is not only the flesh, but it's also spiritual. By having sex with different people, you exchange your energy, you give away your energy to random people and it can turn negatively back to you, you know. While in Europe or every developed country, they use sex as just sex, nothing spiritual, because in Europe and in modern countries in general, people are not really spiritual. So for them, having sex is just having sex. Having casual sex is just having casual sex, nothing too crazy. So they tend to have easy access to sex more than people in Africa. In Europe, they're like, fuck it, I like you like me. Let's have some banging session, you know. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap up for this video. Those are the differences I wanted to make between dating in Africa and dating in Europe. Let me know in the comments if you had a different point of view. Okay, sorry guys, my camera stopped recording. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my content. I'm putting out a brand new video every single week. If you fuck with it, make sure you support. Peace.